never been a part of a protest, let me tell you. I don't know what to expect. I've seen some rowdy protests on TV, but I also feel like, you know, we're not a rowdy group of individuals, so I think it should be pretty neat. Should be cool to see a lot of us FPV people in one spot. That should be pretty cool, and hopefully some good comes out of it.
I'm hoping for less restrictions. I think that some of the stuff's pretty dang preposterous.
I'm ready to fight for our right to fly. Can't take sky from me.
We are fighting for FPV rights while we're doing it.
This is just the beginning, and it's all happened because of you. Stop the FAA! Yeah! Don't deal with planes, bud! We're just gonna have a hobby over here!
FAA, not today! 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 FAA, not today!
Every single person here, there's a few hundred of you here, thank you all for coming at your great personal expense. It's amazing. But you gotta realize that every single person here, you represent literally a few thousand people who couldn't be here and wish that they were here and are still very much behind our cause.
They're all here in spirit!
We're from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Bradford, Connecticut.
Tampa.
How long is that drive?
About 13, 14 hours.
Came down from Juneau, Alaska.
Alaska, dude?
Alaska.
Did you drive?
I did. 23 hours. Took a 3-hour ferry ride from Juneau to Seattle, and then drove from Seattle to here.
My friends, today we are in Washington, D.C. for a protest against the FAA. If you have no clue why, the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, has released a new set of proposed rules and regulations that has a huge negative impact on our hobby and sport of FPV flying. And it just absolutely has to be revised. You know, we understand that there's going to be some rules and regulations around drones, but we believe that this hobby is an amazing thing and it's worth protecting. That's what we're here to say. That's what we're here to do today, is raise awareness about it. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, we've made a whole series of videos on the Rotor Riot channel, kind of about what the proposal says and what are the steps that the community is taking. We're supporting to fight it. And this is one of them. This is a protest that we're at here, and that is actually the FAA headquarters, which is pretty cool. Yeah, FPV is something that's been a huge part of my life for like a few years now, and it's the greatest thing I've ever been a part of. It's the greatest thing that I've been blessed to learn about and get to do. And I think that the the proposal, the NPRM, Notice of Proposed Rulemaking, you know, it's just, it's like they're not even aware of what we're doing and, you know, why this is important, you know, what the benefits are for education. I mean, I think that FPV, building and flying drones, it's one of the best vehicles for STEM and arts education. And it gets everything from mechanical design, soldering, electronics work. I mean, you know, the physical skill of flying. This is the best hobby that has ever existed, and that's what we're here to fight for, raise awareness about, because even though it's so important to all of us that we've come all the way out here, I think there's a lot of people that don't even aren't familiar with it. You know, including some of the people that are making the rules that have a huge effect on it. So we're here to change that, and we've been getting some good attention, and so. You know, with this little video, I just wanted to share a flavor for what's going on here. Give you guys a taste of what it's like to be here in the action. It is a cold, cold day. It is very inconvenient to come out here. People have come from all over the country. I met one guy that came from Alaska, literally drove 23 hours from Alaska. You know, it's expensive, it's time consuming. There's nothing convenient about being here. So many people have told us that a protest won't make a difference, but you know what? All of us came out here anyway because we believe every little bit does make a difference.
We're supporting our kids and the hobby!
Is it the best hobby ever?
It is! They've learned so much from this hobby.
Nothing better.
This hobby.
You guys are lucky. You guys have such awesome moms out here.
I love you, Mom.
Kids need to have a chance too, like everybody's saying. Like Neil Armstrong started somewhere too. Get into engineering, then there's that college kid as well. It opens up so many opportunities, not to mention, I mean, electronics, either sit at home on a tablet or go outside and get fresh air and learn and be creative. See what you can do.
You're going to stop people from learning engineering and learning how to put stuff together in order to like create. Like there's just so many different skills you can get from doing drones and from doing quadcopters and just even fixed wings and everything.
We are protesting FAA. They're trying to take away our hobby, basically ruin any chance of any sort of freedom, growth, STEM for kids, getting into the hobby. They're missing out, and they're not going to be able to do the same fun things that we're able to do today.
If you do or do not know me, FPV saved my life. About 5 years ago, I was stuck in bed with extreme medical complications. I couldn't go to college, couldn't ride a motorcycle. I was depressed. Then I found drones. I found FPV. I found life again. And through that, it pulled me through the hardest times of my life. And now we are fighting to save what could save other people.
This is to protect our hobby. All right, so this NPRM, this damages just about everything we could possibly do.
Keep this energy that we get today, keep it up. Don't let it just go, okay, well, we did our thing. Because that's how we will truly lose this. And what we will lose, if we lose this, is too freaking important. The underlying assumption of the FAA seems to be that as long as you can buy a drone and fly a drone, what's your freaking problem? Why aren't you happy? And that is not who we are, that's not what we do. Buying the drone is the last thing that we do. We start by building it. We make it.
Yeah!
Yeah! And that's what they're going to take away from us.
Save our hobby! 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 Woo! FAA 1, 2, 3, 4. The FAA's got overboard.
I believe everyone should have the right to fly and be a part of this amazing hobby. It's definitely changed my life, and I know it'll change many more. So many people get into engineering and because of this hobby, and I think it's a shame that they're trying to end something that people have been doing for over 100 years.
So that guy right there, that guy is Terrence Howard. He's actually a pretty famous actor. He's been in some Hollywood movies and some pretty big TV shows. And he's taken an interest in drones, and he's come out to support our cause. Yeah, it means a lot. That's really awesome that he came out, and we appreciate it. Because like I said, this whole thing is about trying to get some attention on our little hobby that means so much to us, and we believe is just really good for the world.
We can stand and do everything that we need to do as a united body. And let's continue doing this from the angel's perspective, because that's what this is. This gives us an angel's vantage point and allows us to see the world and the world to see us through brand new eyes. So continue to share and continue to join and to work in harmony with each other.
The protest in Washington was a historic day for our community, but it's likely just the beginning of the effort to fight for our hobby. And that's why I really wanted to make this video, to create a piece of content for those of us that are already invested in the cause, to see who we're fighting for, why this matters, and keep that fire alive. And for those of you that maybe aren't already invested, that don't understand why this is important, I hope that this video inspired you to dig a little bit more into it. But the long and short of it is that there are new proposed regulations that have tremendous restrictions on where we can fly, who can fly, what we can fly. The biggest problem is that under the new regulations, it would essentially be impossible to build and fly your own drone. And that is one of the most important aspects of this hobby. That's one of the greatest challenges, but one of the greatest rewards in what we do when we fly FPV drones. To have that not be something we continue to do, it's not acceptable. And none of us are going to give up until we've secured our ability to build and fly our own drones in places that we want to fly them, within reason. We're all understanding that there's going to be some regulations on drones, but the current proposal, it's just unnecessarily restrictive. There's no benefit to how limiting it is, and we're going to fight against it. So like I said, the protest is just one step in the effort, but it's inspired a lot of momentum, and there are already things in motion to kind of organize how we're going to contact government officials, how we might pursue legal action against the FAA, how we can organize multiple efforts all pointing toward the same goal of protecting our hobby. So we are going to fight for what we love and persevere.